Hi everyone, for this week's video I'm going to show you how I made these lovely amethyst coasters, and it has a gold rim edge and a clear transparent middle. So for these coasters I'm using three colours, and you have a dark colour called VINEYARD, which is very similar to an amethyst colour, some white, and then just a lighter shade of amethyst using purple. And I will list all of these in the description box below. So I'm starting off with my usual 6 coaster set made from silicone, and I will be placing the main colour around the outside rim first. Then I'll be placing the lighter shade of purple, and then the white, followed by my usual clear in the centre. So I'm not quite sure what happened to me today. I seem to be quite unsteady in my hands. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but it doesn't really matter because at the end each one will be quite individual and will have a different look, and it looks much more natural that way, I find. And as you can see, I end up just using a spoon to push those that first layer around. Now this purple is a pigment, and it's very, very concentrated. You really only need a little, and my best advice for you, so it doesn't become too dark, is to literally put a little touch first, and then maybe spoon a little bit of it on a piece of white paper, just so you can see the transparency. If it's not dark enough, you can then add a little bit more. When it came to the white in the middle, I kept it quite opaque. I put maybe a spoonful for a little tiny cup that size. So it's quite opaque, it's quite rich in colour, but once the clear goes down in the middle, it will separate it. So you can add as much or as little white as you like in the middle. If you wanted a different colour, you could add a different colour. You could perhaps add some gold. I may try that next time, although I find metallic colours do sink down to the bottom of the coaster. And there goes some just clear resin that's absolutely transparent without any pigments at all into the middle. And I did not do a top coat for these coasters, so I have poured enough resin in so that it reaches the top of the mould. And then I've timed this about 6 times its speed, so you can see the lovely effect in the middle and all of those outside colours soaking, running their way back into the centre. So it's stopped flowing, and this is just a little close-up, still wet. And later on I will show you them dried. And I just love the way those two different purples have blended together. They look great. And you can see there's, again, a little bit of overflow. So I put just a little touch too much in for the coasters. And again, just like my previous videos, if you have any of those bits, you can just cut them off with a pair of pliers or some scissors. Try and be careful not to touch the top of these coasters with your fingers, because the oils in your hands can leave a mark. I get asked a lot, how long do you wait for these coasters to fully cure before adding any gold around the edges, or before even putting your coffee cup on top of it? And the simple answer is, I like to double the amount of time each resin manufacturer states on their bottle or on their instructions. So if your manufacturer says that it's cured in 48 hours, just double that and wait 2 more days, and it should be perfectly okay to use after then. So this is just an example of how you can clip off those excess bits, and I have a few because I did overflow them too much. But generally, using these molds, you shouldn't need to do anything more than just clip off the top and just lightly sand down with a sanding block. So this is them finished. I've added some gold pen around the edges, and as you can see, it's got that gorgeous transparency. I've added some transparent bumpers to the underneath to protect your tabletops. I usually only put 3. I find 3 is more than enough for this round shape. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you give it a try yourself. Done my best to explain everything to you, and I'll list all the products that I've used down below. I wish you a great week. Enjoy making these. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!